On the ATP World Tour doubles circuit, raising your level at the right moments is what defines the best teams. And the pressure is at its most intense in a match tiebreak, when it's the first team to 10 points by a margin of 2.
Well, you just want to take a deep breath. You want to tell your partner that you're only about 2 minutes away from winning the match.
I mean, it's always nerve-wracking a little bit to start the breaker. Once you start the breaker, then it's fine. It's just like normal tennis. You keep playing your game.
You know, you're disappointed after losing a second set, but you got to really brush it off quickly. And it's all about the mentality of going for it. That's really it. Making the extra poach, taking the return down the line, and just going for the big shot.
The match tiebreak is a very difficult thing, especially when you're flying around the world and you have the entire match riding on a 5-minute, 10-minute tiebreaker.
There's no room for errors or for anything. It's just too short. I think you gotta, from the beginning, have a strong mindset. It's a moment of the match that you gotta play aggressive, play your best shots, and try to take an early lead, which helps a lot.
If teams want to compete for the biggest titles, being able to work together and to understand each other's mentality is essential.
We've been dealing with pressure our whole lives. We have always put a ton of pressure on each other too. When we're playing against each other in practice, I don't want to lose to him, so I feel like there's a ton of pressure on me if I'm just playing a baseline game. So you probably got to visualize before the match, put yourself in those positions before you actually get out there. That helps a little bit.
You just got to try and somehow get in the mindset that you always got to look at the good side of things, not the bad side, because you got to think if you get hot during the moments, you can actually make a big difference. So you just got to look at the positives and go, all right, hopefully we can make the difference that day, and you roll the dice more times than not.
You gotta try to stay calm. I mean, we have pressure situations all the time during doubles.
Believe in trusting your partner and keep with the plan, you know, so you make the good plays and keep trying to win the match.
In the heat of the moment, it can be difficult to keep a level head with the stakes so high. Keeping cool means being able to think clearly, to decide on the right tactical ploy, to go for the big risk, or to stick to your strengths and execute what you know best.
A lot of the teams go out and watch each other play, and they start to know kind of your kind of set plays on certain moments. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, 8-all in the tiebreak, you still got to step up to line and get it done. And you know, if that's what you feel comfortable doing, your kind of regular play that you feel more comfortable with, then you know, do that. And if the other guy can come up with something, then you know, fair enough to him.
In the match tiebreak, it's very difficult to come up with some great new shots, tricky shots that nobody expecting. I think most of the teams are going to their strength and what they're good at, and basically it comes down to execution of that.
It's no surprise that many of the players who relish those high-pressure tiebreaks are the more experienced teams who've been there and won it. The expectation is something they respond to.
There's a reason why the good teams always stay on the top rankings, like the Bryans or Nestor, or it's been up there for so many years, Simonic, and it's because they know how to play on those tight moments.
Every time is difficult. Doesn't matter how many times you've played, how many matches you won. Every time it's a new challenge.
Confidence for me is the most important thing. I think it's bigger than experience. It's like how you feel with your game right now. That's the most important thing, just to execute. Yeah, that's what it comes down to at the critical stages.
So how can you learn to deal with the pressure? We'll leave the last word to the most successful doubles team ever.
All I can say is to parents out there, coaches out there, you know, have your kids play scoring in every practice they do, every game. You know, put something on the line so that when they get out there and there is big check on the line or a big trophy, they'll play clutch.
Next week on ATP World Tour Uncovered, the last grass court tournament of the season takes us to Newport, Rhode Island. And the not-so-normal service. John Isner talks us through what makes the perfect serve. Don't forget to log on to the all-new ATPWorldTour.com for your 24/7 breaking news, and talk with us on Facebook and Twitter in English and Spanish. See you next week.